Okay, hi. Welcome to Living Digital. My name is Chase Johnson Lynch, and I am running this course with WA called Living Digital. And sometimes, my curriculum manager says, those creative ideas of yours, because I do a film course, and I called it Visual Grammar. And he's like, I don't know if people understand what that means. Well, it's about being able to tell a story visually. Yeah, you know it. So Living Digital is one of those kind of titles. It sounds great, but what actually is it? So pretty much what we're going to be exploring within this course is not about how to live like a robot, but basically how to understand and navigate social media, right? Social media, the interwebs. As you can tell, I'm of an older generation. I come from I grew up in the 70s and everything. But what it is that if you think about the evolution of the computer, right? Starting out in the 50s and stuff like that, they were big size, cupboards. Looking like they had vinyl records on them, right? Spinning. And I love it, if anybody Batman, right? I love it how he goes, and he pulls out a hieroglyph code, which is those long index cards, which were just kind of binary rectangles. And supposedly he goes, look, Robin, the Joker's going to attack the museum at 3 o'clock. And it's how does he know that? It's he's reading Morse code, right? But it's what they call actually hieroglyph codes. And in that aspect, though, that's how the computer kind of started. When we as children was looking at it, it's wow, isn't that amazing? And it was also during that whole atomic age. There was a lot of fear going on, we don't know what the future is going to hold. And that atomic age moves into the nuclear age, and then we're still in that climate of fear. But what happens is that young people started to, envision the future past that. They started to fantasize about what it would be like, and what's amazing is, there are people in here that are of my age bracket. What's amazing is two particular shows in particular, is Star Trek and the Jetsons. How many remember those?
Yeah. Star Trek and what?
Star Trek.
And the Jacksons.
And the Jetsons. No, not the Jacksons.
Jetsons.
The Jetsons.
Oh, I don't know then.
No,
The cartoon, space cartoon.
Thank
no,
you.
I didn't know that.
It was set in the future, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And now, here's the fantastic thing about the Jetsons. It was kind of at that time you had the Honeymooners, you had the Flintstones and everything, so they had the space age future family, which for them, the future was the 80s.
Oh, did they get lost in space?
No, not that, not the Lost in Space, not the Robinsons. No, the Jetsons, what I'm trying to say is the Jetsons, what they did was, they traveled on travelators, conveyor belts. Right? When George Jetson would get a call from his boss, Mr. Slate, he would call him on the video phone, which was his TV. You know what I mean? So it's kind of you start to think, wait a minute. Back then, it was fantasy. It was a cartoon. Now, it's the present. You know what I mean? We have travelators everywhere.
Yeah.
We have monorails.
Yeah.
Right? We're not flying around in little mini spaceships like Elroy or anything like that, but we are on, video phones, FaceTime, right? And Star Trek was the same. So even though I'm still waiting for my personal teleporter, right? How did they communicate but with the clamshell, right? Yeah, I'm down here on this planet, and the signal is great, you know what I mean? And that's what we came out in the 90s. They came out with the clamshell phone. There's some people, because I've done this class for an older generation, the elders and stuff, and he still got them clamshell phones. You know what I mean? My point is that at some point in time, we've all woken up into the future.
Yeah.
Into the now. Digital voice box.